Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Church of the Most High. This is Nickelbag speaking, and as usual, we are broadcasting to you live on this Tuesday, July 14th, 2026, bringing you the scriptures raw and uncut, the way the good Lord meant it to be. We begin each program with a reading from the book of Proverbs. There are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs, 31 days in a typical month, chapter a day, and you've gone through the whole book. So let's get right into that. In the name of JEHOVAH ALLAH, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the Proverbs of the Kings of Israel, chapter 14. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. He that walketh in his uprightness feareth JEHOVAH ALLAH, but he that is perverse in his ways despises him. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase is by the strength of the ox. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A scorner seeketh wisdom, and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. Go from the presence of a foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. The heart knoweth his own bitterness, and a stranger doth not intermeddle with his joy. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The evil bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich hath many friends. He that despiseth his neighbor sinneth, but he that hath mercy on the poor, happy is he. Do they not err that devise evil? But mercy and truth shall be to them that devise good. In all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth only to penury. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. A true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies. In the fear of JEHOVAH ALLAH is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. In the multitude of people is the king's honor, but in the lack of people is the destruction of the prince. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his Maker, but he that honoureth him hath mercy on the poor. The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous hath hope in his stead. Wisdom resteth in the heart of him that hath understanding, but that which is in the midst of fools is made known. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him that causeth shame. And once again, that was the book of Proverbs, chapter 14. We're going to jump into the next reading. Our next reading is from the book of Psalms. We are at Psalm number 8. Let's get into that. In the name of JEHOVAH ALLAH, most gracious, most merciful. The book of Psalms, Psalm number 8. To the chief musician upon Gittith, a psalm of David. O JEHOVAH ALLAH, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth, who hast set thy glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the seas. O JEHOVAH ALLAH, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. And once again, that was the book of Psalms, Psalm number 8. We are going to get into our reading from the Quran today. Again, as in the past couple days, this is a longer surah, and so for the interest of time, we are not going to read all of it. This program was designed to be a quick shot, a daily dose. People are on the move these days, and the Lord doesn't want that to be an excuse for not getting close to Him. So this program is designed to be quick, to the point, and get as much in as we can, and hopefully some of it sticks. So that said, again, we're not going to read the whole surah. We're just going to read parts of it. Just a 2-page excerpt. So in the name of JEHOVAH ALLAH, most gracious, most merciful. The Quran, Surah number 4, Al-Nisa, women. People, be mindful of your Lord, who created you from a single soul, and from it created its mate, and from the pair of them spread countless men and women far and wide. Be mindful of Allah, in whose name you make requests of one another. Beware of severing ties of kinship. God is always watching over you. Give orphans their property. Do not replace their good things with bad, and do not consume their property along with your own, a great sin. If you fear that they will not deal fairly with orphan girls, you may marry whichever other women seem good to you, 2, 3, or 4. If you fear that you cannot be equitable to them, then marry only one, or your slaves. That is more likely to make you avoid bias. Give women their bridal gift upon marriage, though, if they are happy to give up some of it for you, you may enjoy it with a clear conscience. I'm going to skip ahead here. Verse 11, concerning your children, Allah commands you that a son should have the equivalent share of daughters. If there are only daughters, more than 2 should share of the inheritance. If 1, she should have all. Parents inherit nothing if the deceased leaves children. If he leaves no children and his parents are his sole heirs, his mother has half, unless he has siblings, in which case she has equal. In all cases, the distribution comes after payment of any bequests or debts. You cannot know which of your parents or your children is more beneficial to you. This is a law from JEHOVAH ALLAH, and He has the knowledge to decide. You inherit all of what your wives leave if they have no children. If they have children, you inherit none. In all cases, the distribution comes after payment of any bequests or debts. If you have no children, your wives' share is all. If you have children, your wives get none. In all cases, the distribution comes after payment of any bequests or debts. If a man or woman dies, leaving no children or parents, but a single brother or sister, he should take all of the inheritance. If there are more siblings, they share equal between them. In all cases, the distribution comes after payment of any bequests or debts, with no harm done to anyone. This is a commandment from Allah Yahweh. Allah Yahweh is all-knowing and benign to all. And we're going to skip ahead here to verse 153. The people of the book demand that you make a book physically come down to them from heaven. But they demanded even more than that of Moses when they said, "Show us God face to face," and were struck by the thunderbolt for their presumption. Even after clear revelations had come down to them, they took the calf as an object of worship. Yet we pardoned this and gave Moses clear authority. We made the mountain tower high above them at their pledge. We said to them, "Enter the gate humbly," and "Do not break the Sabbath," and took a solemn pledge from them. And so, for breaking their pledge, for rejecting God's revelations, for unjustly killing their prophets, for saying, "Our minds are closed," no, God has sealed them in their disbelief, so they believe only a little. And because they disbelieved and uttered a terrible slander against Mary, and also said, "We have killed the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of God." They did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, though it was made to appear like that to them. Those that disagreed about him are full of doubt, with no knowledge to follow, only supposition. They certainly did not kill him. No, God raised him up to himself. God has the power to decide. There is not one of the people who will not believe in Jesus before death, and on the day of resurrection, he will be a witness against them. For the wrongdoings done by the Jews, we forbade them certain good things that had been permitted to them before, for having frequently debarred others from Allah's path, for taking usury when they had been forbidden to do so, and for wrongfully devouring other people's property. For those of them that reject the truth, we have prepared an agonizing torment. But those of them who are well grounded in knowledge and have faith do believe in what has been revealed to you, and in what was revealed before you. Those who perform the prayers, pay the prescribed alms, and believe in JEHOVAH ALLAH on the last day, to them we shall give a great reward. And we're going to skip ahead here to 170. People, the messenger has come to you with the truth from your Lord, so believe. That is best for you. For even if you disbelieve, all that is in the heavens and earth still belongs to JEHOVAH ALLAH. God has the knowledge to decide. People, do not go to excess in your religion, and do not say anything about God except the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, was more than a messenger of God. His word directed to Mary and a spirit from him. So believe in God and his messengers, and do not say 3. Stop this. That is better for you. God is only one God. He, having a son, everything in the heavens and earth belongs to him, and he is the best one to trust. The Messiah would never disdain to be a servant of Allah, nor would the angels who are close to him. He will gather before him all those who disdain his worship and are arrogant. To those who believe and do good works, he will give due rewards and more of his bounty. To those who are disdainful and arrogant, he will give an agonizing torment, and they will find no one besides Yahweh to protect or help them. People, convincing proof has come to you from your Lord, and we have sent a clear light down to you. God will admit those who believe in him and hold fast to him in his mercy and favor. He will guide them towards him on a straight path. They ask you for a ruling. Tell them, JEHOVAH ALLAH gives you a ruling about inheritance from someone who dies childless with no surviving parents. If such a man leaves one sister, she is entitled to all of the inheritance. He would be her sole heir if she had no child. If there are two sisters, they are entitled to equal shares. But if there are surviving brothers and sisters, the male is entitled to equal the share of the female. God makes this clear to you so that you do not make mistakes. He has full knowledge of everything. And once again, that was the Quran, Surah number 4. Women, Al-Nisa, with a few adjustments made. We are going to get into the next reading. Our next reading is from the book of the Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon is an apocryphal book. You may not have it in front of you. It is usually stuck right between the Old and the New Testament in the books that do include apocrypha. Otherwise, you're going to have to get a copy of it or search for it online, or you can listen to me read it here. In the name of JEHOVAH ALLAH, most gracious, most merciful, the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. Better it is to have no children and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with Allah and with men. When it is present, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it. It weareth the crown and triumpheth forever, having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards. But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind, and through the force of winds they shall be rooted out. The imperfect branches shall be broken off, their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat, yea, meat for nothing. For children gotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. But though the righteous be prevented with death, yet shall he be in rest. For honorable age is not that which standeth in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age. He pleased Allah, and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind. He, being made perfect in a short time, fulfilled a long time. For his soul pleased Yahweh, therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked. This the people saw, and understood it not, neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and that he hath respect unto his chosen. Thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and youth that is soon perfected the many years and old age of the unrighteous. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what Allah in his counsel hath decreed of him, and to what end the Lord hath set him in safety. They shall see him and despise him, but Allah shall laugh them to scorn, and they shall hereafter be a vile carcass, and a reproach among the dead for evermore. For he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquities shall convince them to their face. And once again, that was the Book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. And let's get into our final reading. Our final reading is from the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 23. We're getting right here towards the end. So, in the name of JEHOVAH ALLAH, most gracious, most merciful, the book of the Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 23. And the whole multitude of them arose and led Jesus unto Pilate. And they began to accuse him, saying, We found this fellow perverting the nation, and forbidding to give tribute to Caesar, saying that he himself is Christ, a king. And Pilate asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And he answered him and said, Thou sayest it. Then said Pilate to the chief priests and to the people, I find no fault in this man. And they were the more fierce, saying, He stirreth up the people, teaching throughout all Jewry, beginning from Galilee to this place. When Pilate heard of Galilee, he asked whether the man were a Galilean. And as soon as he knew that he belonged under Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him to Herod, who himself also was at Jerusalem at that time. And when Herod saw Jesus, he was exceeding glad, for he was desirous to see him of a long season, because he had heard many things of him, and he hoped to have seen some miracle done by him. Then he questioned him in many words, but he answered him nothing. And the chief priests and scribes stood and vehemently accused him. And Herod with his men of war set him at naught, and mocked him, and arrayed him in a gorgeous robe, and sent him again to Pilate. And the same day Pilate and Herod were made friends together, for before they were at enmity between themselves. And Pilate, when he had called together the chief priests, and the rulers, and the people, said unto them, Ye have brought this man unto me as one that perverteth the people. And behold, I, having examined him before you, have found no fault in this man, touching those things whereof ye accuse him. No, nor yet Herod. For I send you to him, and lo, nothing worthy of death is done unto him. I will therefore chastise him and release him. For of a necessity he must release one unto them at the feast. And they cried out all at once, saying, Away with this man, and release unto us Barabbas, who for a certain sedition made in the city, and for murder, was cast into prison. Pilate therefore, willing to release Jesus, spake again to them, but they cried, saying, Crucify him! Crucify him! And he said unto them the third time, Why? What evil hath he done? I have found no cause of death in him. I will therefore chastise him, and let him go. And they were instant with loud voices, requiring that he might be crucified. And the voices of them and of the chief priests prevailed. And Pilate gave sentence that it should be as they required. And he released unto them him that for sedition and murder was cast into prison, whom they had desired. But he delivered Jesus to their will. And as they led him away, they laid hold upon one Simon, a Cyrenian, coming out of the country, and on him they laid the cross, that he might bear it after Jesus. And there followed him a great company of people, and of women, which also bewailed and lamented him. But Jesus, turning unto them, said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming in the which they shall say, Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bare, and the paps which never gave suck. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, Cover us. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? And there were also two others, malefactors, led with him to be put to death. And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there they crucified him and the malefactors, one on the right hand and the other on the left. Then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots. And the people stood beholding. And the rulers also with them derided him, saying, He saved others, let him save himself, if he be the Christ, the chosen of Allah. And the soldiers also mocked him, coming to him and offering him vinegar, and saying, If thou be the King of the Jews, save thyself. And a superscription also was written over him in letters of Greek and Latin and Hebrew, This is the King of the Jews. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be the Christ, save thyself and us. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Dost not thou fear Allah, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. But this man has done nothing amiss. And he said unto Jesus, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. And it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst. And when Jesus had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. And having said thus, he gave up the ghost. Now, when the centurion saw what was done, he glorified Allah, saying, Certainly this was a righteous man. And all the people that came together to that sight, beholding the things which were done, smote their breasts and returned. And all his acquaintance, and the women that followed him from Galilee, stood afar off, beholding these things. And behold, there was a man named Joseph, a counselor, and he was a good man and a just. The same had not consented to the counsel and deed of them. He was of Arimathea, a city of the Jews, who also himself waited for the kingdom of Allah. This man went unto Pilate and begged the body of Jesus. And he took it down and wrapped it in linen, and laid it in a sepulchre that was hewn in stone, wherein never man before was laid. And that day was the preparation, and the Sabbath drew on. And the women also which came with him from Galilee followed after, and beheld the sepulchre, and how his body was laid. And they returned and prepared spices and ointments, and rested the Sabbath day according to the commandment. And once again, that was the 23rd chapter of the Gospel of Luke. That concludes the program for today. I do want to thank everybody that was watching, and I do want to pray to you, Lord Jah, that anybody that sees this and hears this, both just now and in the future, is blessed by it, that you keep their hearts and their minds open, and that you manifest these passages to them out in the real world as they go about their lives today. These lines, these scenes, the good scenes, not the scenes of betrayal and torment and torture, but the good scenes, the peaceful scenes, the blissful, pop right off the page, the educational scenes come to life right before them, reenacted by strangers, animals, events in nature, anything and everything at your disposal, Lord. I pray that when they do see this, they're comforted knowing their loved ones are with you, and that you are in control of everything, down to the smallest subatomic particle. I pray this for your good name and reputation, Jesus, and for your reputation and name, Lord Jah. Amen. And let's give the Aaronic blessing, and we can get out of here and go about our day. Jehovah Allah bless thee and keep thee. Allah Yahweh cause his face to shine upon us and be gracious toward us. Hashem lift up the countenance upon us and give us peace. Assalamualaikum. Shalom. God bless you all, friends. Stay lit. I love you. Peace.